So I think it's pretty apparent that Kevin Durant's stint with the Phoenix Suns is on its final legs, and he's gonna leave in the offseason. So what's next for KD? Now, in my opinion, I think there's two teams that could possibly get Kevin Durant in the offseason. Now, first of all, his contract structured kind of weird. So technically, he can't opt out of his contract, and he's obligated to basically play for the Suns in the 2025-26 season. But obviously, they're going to trade him in the offseason. Like, it's pretty apparent. So the first team I have in mind is the Warriors, reuniting with the Warriors. Now, I generally do not know how they're going to make the trade work to get Kevin Durant. They might have to move Jimmy Butler. Maybe, I don't know. But then again, the Warriors paid Jimmy Butler, so why would you move him? He was on Draymond Green's podcast and basically explained why he denied the trade. And he said it didn't make sense for them because they would be over the luxury tax. And, there was another clip there's a quote that came out that he rejected the trade because he didn't want to play with Draymond Green. But yet you hop on the man's podcast to explain why you didn't want to ruin the team's cap space. So I feel like there's a possible reunion with Golden State, but I just don't know how they would make that work. But hopping on the dude's podcast that you didn't want to play with, but you gladly obliged to hop on his podcast, that says something. I feel like there might be in the works of making something work. The second team, I think KD could join in the offseason would probably be the Timberwolves. Now, the Timberwolves actually make the most sense because they have the pieces to trade for Kevin Durant, and they kind of match up with his time window. So, right off the bat, they could offer up Julius Randle, whatever other players, and then some picks. And you could pair up Kevin Durant with Anthony Edwards. They already have a good relationship from Team USA, and KD is one of Ant's inspo, so they have that connection. And then on the court, KD fits way better than Julius Randle because KD's willing to pass the ball and doesn't really take that many moves to get into a shot, unlike Julius Randle. Julius Randle's basically like a left-handed Carmelo Anthony. Like, you literally take out 10, 13 seconds out the shot clock to chuck up a inefficient fadeaway mid-range shot, or it's just too much with Julius Randle. So, Minnesota, they have probably the best package to get Kevin Durant, and if it's not Golden State, I think Minnesota will definitely be one of the top teams trying to get Kevin Durant. An honorable mention would probably be the Miami Heat, because I think they were in the works of a trade talk during this trade deadline for Kevin Durant, but they just couldn't make it work. I guess the pieces or something. But, they do have cap space upcoming, and they're looking for a new star. Now, Pat Riley, he didn't want to pay Jimmy Butler, so why would he pay Kevin Durant? But he might make an exception with Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant's still producing, so who knows. But the Heat, I'd say they're like an honorable mention because they still have a team, and then all they would have to do, I think, is trade Wiggins and some other pieces or something, and you got KD, and then just use your cap space, I guess, to re-sign him if he wants to stay or whatnot. But yeah, those are probably 3 teams, most likely 2, that have a chance to get KD in the offseason. And